Cody, I came up with your new Top 100 Games theme song.
Oh, great, let's hear it.
Alright, here it goes. Some people think that it would be lame sitting around reviewing games. Cody does that and ain't it a shame? Now my friends, it's time for Cody's Top 100 Games. What do you think?
I don't like it.
Ah, he likes it!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer, the Morgan Freeman of board game review shows. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and move right along with my top 100 games of all time. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at my numbers 80 through number 71. All right, let's jump right into it. Number 80 is Coup. Coup from Indie Boards and Cards. Coup is a great game. It did fall somewhat. It was number 60 last time. That's, again, I'm not playing it as much. I played a little bit this last year, but I do enjoy it. It's a great game of bluffing, counter-bluffing. It's a card game. It's a light game. It's a quick game, but, man, it's fun. It's intense, and it's really one of the best small, quick bluffing games I've ever played. I really love Coup from Indie Boards and Cards. Again, that is my number 80. Was 60. My number 79 is a game that has fallen a lot in the last 2 years. In fact, it was in my top 10 2 years ago. And then last year it was at, I think, 59. This year it's coming in at 79. And this is a game that I like. I have played this recently. I do enjoy it a lot. I just don't play it as much as I used to because there are other more similar games I enjoy playing more out there. And this, of course, number 79, is Star Trek Attack Wing. Star Trek Attack Wing is a game on the flight path system. Of course, you've got cards. You can get your captains. You can soup up your ships with various weapons and abilities, and then you do the dials. You fly them around. You shoot at each other. It's a really fun game, and I really do enjoy it quite a bit. And I really like the Star Trek theme. I think it's well integrated here, even though Star Trek wasn't all just about battles and action. It does a good job here. I enjoy Star Trek Attack Wing. I'm just not as enamored with it as I had been in the past. I don't know if it's going to be on the list next year, but we'll see. I do enjoy it quite a bit. That is Star Trek Attack Wing from WizKids. That's my number 79. My number 78 is a game that is new this year to the list, and it is a game that is really quite different from any other game you'll see on this list, and it really kind of took me by surprise how different this game was. I'd read about it and I'd heard about it, but I still thought it was going to be a little bit more conventional, and it's not. And I love it. It's really fun because it is so unconventional. This is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. This is a game where essentially you read through a story, and then you have newspapers you can go back and look at. You have, kind of a book of the people you go to talk to, and it's just so much fun. And it's a detective game, and you really have to reason it out. And you're trying to solve the mystery in fewer leads than Sherlock Holmes did, and you're trying to beat his points. And it's just, man, it's fun. You can play it as a competitive game. I think it works better as a cooperative game with a smaller amount of people. If you play with a lot of people, I don't know. It takes a long time. But you play with a smaller group of people, and you're playing cooperatively. I think it works really, really well. This is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective from Asmodee. That is my number 78. My number 77 is a game that actually has come up just a little bit. It's a game that it's based on a great IP, the Game of Thrones IP. But it's a game that also is very comfortable and very familiar because it's Risk. It's Risk, a Game of Thrones. Now, again, I have not played the Dominion, the Dominion version? Domination version? I've not played that. I've just played the Skirmish version. But it's a lot of fun. I really like it. I really like what this game offers. I want to play that Domination version. I've just not gotten around to it. And I want to play it with a lot of players because I think that'll be more fun. So it's going to be a long game, and getting that many players for a long game is always tough. But I really like it. It's Risk, but it's got great little minis based on the different houses from a Game of Thrones, and it's got its own strategic challenges with the map of Westeros. You can play it on the map of Westeros or the map of Eastros. You turn it over, and Esteros, whatever it is, and Essos. That's what it is, Essos. You can play it on either one of those maps, and it's just a lot of fun. That's Game of Thrones Risk from USAopoly, and that is my number 77. My number 76 is a game that is a pretty good science fiction game, and it's come up about 20 spaces. It was number 97 last year, and it's a good sci-fi game because it's so unusual, and it's just a lot of fun. I like the way you got to plan it and make it work. This is Grabwell from Renegade. Grabwell is a great game about ships being stuck in a black hole, and you're trying to get out of the black hole. When I first saw it, I thought, it doesn't look fun. It just looks kind of, blah. But, man, it is intense. You've got to play the cards. You've got to play them in the right order, but you don't know what everybody else is going to play. So you got to, it's really a lot of fun. You're using the gravities of the other ships to kind of boost you out of the black hole. It's super, super fun, and I really like it. And it's not a very long game either. It's a fairly short game, but highly thematic and a lot of fun. Really like it. That's Grabwell from Renegade. That is my number 76. My number 75 is a game that I believe came out originally like in the 80s, and it was only recently re-released by Academy Games. And this is a game that is very, very... I don't want to say complicated, but intricate. And it works very well. I think it owes a lot of its success today to kind of games like a Game of Thrones, the board game, and Diplomacy. And this, of course, is Fief France 1429. Now, it's not just like those other games, but this is a game where you do have to work with people, and you actually conduct alliances by marrying characters in your house to characters in other houses. And it really does a good job of simulating kind of the political and military structure of France in the 15th century. I mean, not so much that you're weighted down with it, but it's pretty intricate because you've got the king, and you've also got the pope, and you've got people in the church. You're competing in the church, but then you're also competing militarily, and then you're competing for various resources. And it's just really, really a fun and interesting game. Not a game you want to play in an hour or two. This is a game going to take about an evening, and the more the merrier. It's a great game. That is Fief France 1429 from Academy Games. It did come down a little bit. It was my 72. This year it's 75. Great game. Check it out. My number 74 was a game that it was number 70 last year. This is a great game. I think it owes a lot to Catan with the die rolling that affects everybody every turn. But it's its own game, and it's really, really fun and clever. And I definitely recommend playing this with the expansion. I am, of course, talking about Machi Koro. Machi Koro from IDW in the United States is this game where you're building a city, you're collecting cards that do different things. When you roll the die, those cards activate if that's the number. You can steal money from other people. You can just collect money. You're forced to pay money. I mean, it's really, really good. And you're trying to build these great monuments. Super fun game, Machi Koro. Really, really enjoy it. And again, the Harbor expansion, to me, makes this game go from a good game to really a fun game. I really, really like Machi Koro. My number 74 was 70. For my number 73, what I'm going to do is just kind of combine a family of games here. And that is Catan. I'm going to go ahead and throw all the Catans in here with all the expansions. My favorite expansion is probably the Seafarers of Catan. But I'm also going to throw Star Trek Catan in here. I love Catan. Catan's one of those games that it's just really fun. And kind of ironically, it was the game that kind of kicked off the modern board gaming renaissance, if you will, about 20 years ago. Really kind of all the games we have today owe a huge debt to Catan. Certainly Euro games in this country do. But ironically, I didn't play it for the first time until about 2 or 3 years ago. And I said, this is what all the fuss is about. I really liked it. It's a fun game. It's a great gateway game to play with people that are new to the hobby, or you want to get people into the hobby. Catan is where you want to take them. So that is number 73. Did have it up around 55. It has fallen because, again, there's just so many good games I'm playing. But I'll always have a special place in my heart for Catan at number 73. My number 72 is a game. It's fallen about 20 spots. It was my 52 a few years ago. This was the first game I played that had app integration. And I know a lot of people poo-poo apps for various reasons, but I don't. I like apps in games. Some games, not all games, I wouldn't like it, but some games it works really well. This is Gollum Arcana. This is a skirmish game. It's got great, beautiful, painted miniatures, different monsters and creatures, and you're using a stylus to tap them and to tap the app and to fight, and it's really fun. It's a perfect hybrid of video game and tabletop board game, and I really, really enjoy it. It's been a while since I've played it, and it's one where every time I think about it, I gotta play that again, because it is so much fun. The only problem is I'm using my iPhone to do it when I play it, and I can't make calls or check emails or anything. That gets a little tedious. I might have to get a new iPad or something. But I really, really enjoy Gollum Arcana. That is my number 72, was my 52 from Harebrained Schemes. Finally, my number 71. 71 is a game from Z-Man Games, and this is a great civilization-building game. I am, of course, talking about Clash of Cultures. Clash of Cultures is tremendous, tremendous fun. It's a game where you kind of start and the whole board's kind of turned over. You got kind of a fog, where you can't see anything, and you kind of go out and you explore. You can build up cities, and the way you build cities are cool because they're little plastic pieces that all fit together, and you physically build the cities as you're getting your civilization is advancing. You've got to keep track of a lot of different charts and stuff, but it's all pretty cool because again, this is a game that's fairly intricate. I don't want to say it's overly complex, because it's not, but it is intricate, and I really, really enjoy it. So this is Clash of Cultures, my number 71 from Z-Man Games. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is my numbers 80 through 71. I hope you've enjoyed the list. Please leave a comment here on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on the discriminatinggamer.com. Let me know what you think about the list. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our time for viewer mail. Now, as many of you know, we get sacks and sacks and sacks of mail, and I've gone ahead and selected a letter to read to you and answer tonight. Dear Cody, I'm a big fan of French Socialist President François Hollande. What I can't understand is why did President Hollande portray Jean-Luc Picard on 7 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation? It just seems to me he's so much better than that. Well, that's actually a very common mistake. In fact, François Hollande did not play Captain Jean-Luc Picard on Star Trek The Next Generation. It was British stage and screen actor Sir Patrick Stewart. It's a common mistake, but thanks for tuning in. Good night, America.